host Hapoel Bank Yahav Jerusalem and the visitors from the Czech Republic, CEZ Nymburk. It's game day 5 of the Basketball Champions League, and what an exciting matchup we have here tonight, featuring probably the top team at the moment of Group C in Hapoel Jerusalem, and the team that's currently struggling the most near the bottom of the group in CEZ Nymburk. As we see the results so far from game day 5, Kabilis getting the big victory over Dijon, Bros Bamberg getting the win over Antwerp, and of course Ike will be facing off against Fuenlabrada. Meanwhile, here in Jerusalem, a couple of things to point out. Obviously, this is the Pais Arena in Jerusalem, only the second home game for this Hapoel Jerusalem team, but they have had their success on the road thus far, especially last week in what was one of the premier performances we've seen in the BCL season, maybe all time, honestly. A 30-point victory in Fuenlabrada on the road for Jerusalem. As you see the standings, obviously one game behind Jerusalem, a chance to move to 4-1. Meanwhile, Fuenlabrada also have a chance to win at 4-1. So Jerusalem defeating an undefeated team last week in Fuenlabrada at their place, and it was honestly just a massacre. I don't know how you want to describe it, but a big-time win with Amari Stoudemire leading the way with 24 points. Deshaun Butler also having a big game. Obviously, James Veldine doing what he typically does. Meanwhile, CEZ Nymburk, they're finally coming off the schneid. They got their first win last week in Antwerp, 82-74 for Coach Amiel's troops. And CEZ Nymburk will look to continue their winning ways as we take a look at their roster here tonight. Make sure you keep an eye out for number 77, Wojciech Herban, one of the leading scorers in the BCL this season, currently averaging 20.3 points per game. He is actually second in scoring. And Gino Lawrence, the veteran point guard who leads the Basketball Champions League in steals with 4 steals a game. 4 steals a game for Gino Lawrence, which is remarkable. Meanwhile, for Jerusalem, they've been led by James Veldine in most categories. He's at 14 3-points per game. Deshaun Butler, actually the same number of points as well. But other guys, Josh Owens, Tamir Blatt, who's one of the top 5 assist players in the season so far. And of course, Amari Stoudemire, the player/owner of the team, one part owner, I should say, that's really helped the team grow internationally and recruit a lot of these American players and international players that have made a very big contribution to the team. And we'll get the player introductions for CEZ Nymburk first.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Pais Arena, Jerusalem.
And this is a Nymburk team that's lost the last 2 away games in the BCL after winning 5 of the previous 6 games on the road before then. So they'll look if they can find that kind of magic touch away from home yet again. This is a team that's been in some tough games thus far. They lost to Ike on the second night of the season by 1 point in double overtime. They've also, obviously they managed that win last week by 8 against tough Antwerp team. They lost by 11 to Dijon, and they lost by 11 to Kabilis. So that's Peter Benda, the veteran 36-year-old. You got Bracy Wright from Indiana University. There's Gino Lawrence. And another guy who probably doesn't get as much credit as he deserves, Jaromir Boacik, 13 points per game, leads this, was second to in his team in minutes behind Herban. But Coach Amiel can really depend on both Boacik and Herban to provide a lot of the offensive spark that his team needs, especially when Gino Lawrence goes to the bench. Meanwhile, we'll see if Kendall Smith will get back into the lineup after not playing last week. His first DNP for the young guard out of Columbus State. Meanwhile, for Jerusalem, you see there Jacoben Brown in the middle of the huddle. Good to see him back on his feet. He sprained his ankle in the second quarter last week and didn't play in the second half. So it looks like he'll be able to go here tonight. Then Amari Stoudemire, who had been rather has tentative stats in the first 3 game days, but last week, a ridiculous performance, 24 points in limited minutes, really. Didn't play that many minutes, but was so efficient from the floor. Always provides the rebounds, of course. And there we have James Felding, who, aside from giving them double-digit points in pretty much every game so far, has also contributed rebounds, assists, 3-pointers, and he leads the team in minutes. So we know how valuable of a player he is. And Josh Owens, who you just saw there, is currently 5th in the Basketball Champions League in rebounds at 8.5 rebounds per game. So this is a team that when they're clicking on all cylinders, especially with Tayshaun Thomas here, back in the lineup, played his first game last week, 11 points on a 4 or 5 shooting, 5 rebounds. They are deep, they are physical, they're athletic. They are one of the most dangerous teams, honestly. They are getting a lot of respect now, despite losing on the road to Antwerp just 2 weeks ago by 12, giving up 101 points in that game. And if you think about it, considering CEZ Nymburk beat Antwerp last week, Antwerp now having 3 games in a row that they've gone down. But these two teams have played 3 of the same opponents. Nymburk beat Antwerp last week, as I just mentioned, by 8. Jerusalem lost to them by 12. But then Jerusalem beat Lietuvos by 14 and Ike by 5, while Nymburk lost to that Greek team by 1. And of course, the Lithuanian side, Lietuvos by 11. The great thing about the Basketball Champions League, every game comes on significant magnitude. You never know what to expect. Anybody can win, anybody can lose. You got to bring it all on game day. And it's the 3rd season of the BCL, as we see Bracy Wright receiving flowers for his time in Jerusalem previously. And then we will introduce the referees for tonight's game as well. From France, we have Johan Vosso. From Switzerland, Sebastian Klives. And from Croatia, Martin Bulic. So just 2 minutes away from tip, but as I was mentioning, the BCL 3rd season of the competition, 32 teams in the regular season, 4 groups of 8 teams each, and the 4 best ranked teams from each group advance to the playoffs. So obviously you want to stay in that top 4 as long as possible ahead of the playoffs. And we see the starting 5 for CEZ Nymburk, the big man inside, Peter Benda, the backcourt of Bracy Wright and Gino Lawrence, and then the front court, Martin Krish and Wojtek Herban. And these will be the 5 guys who will likely play most of the minutes. Benda might get a bit of a rest. And then we'll see Boacik come off the bench for Coach Oren Amiel. Meanwhile, starting 5 for Jerusalem, Chris Johnson, Tamir Blatt, James Felding, Deshaun Butler, and Josh Owens. Amari Stoudemire typically comes off the bench. And Josh Owens, the big man, of course, collecting most of the rebounds. Deshaun Butler does a little bit of everything. The West Virginia Mountaineer really solidified his craft under Bob Huggins' tutelage back in the NCAA days, and has really had a productive career so far overseas, especially here in Jerusalem. Again, comes in averaging 14 points per game coming into this one, to go along with 7 rebounds, and those 7 rebounds puts him at 11th in the competition overall. 7 rebounds per game, I should mention. He's also shooting 53% from 3. Meanwhile, Coach Potash, who's also the Israeli national team head coach, will look to really build on the momentum from last week's 30-point slacking at the hands of Fun Labrada.
All right? You stay down and you play the house. All right, you're gonna be here. Okay? Yes, sir. All right. Go. 1, 2, 3.
So a couple of matchups to look out for. Obviously, the point guard position, point guard battle, always so vital tonight between Gino Lawrence and Tamir Blatt. Gino, who is currently at 6.7 assists per game, good enough for 7th. Meanwhile, Blatt, 6.8 assists per game, which makes him 5th. So both guards Big age difference. Blatt just 21 years of age. Lawrence 32. But for what Blatt makes, he makes up for his young age with experience at a high level. Obviously a coach's son, so he sees the floor very, very well. Understands the game at a very high level as well. And does a great job setting up his teammates, and still averages a respectable 11 points per game on 40% from three. So Tamir Blatt carving out really his own name here in Europe. And there we see Herban, who's been a dominant scorer really throughout pretty much every game. He's one of 2 players that have scored 15-plus points in each of the first 4 games of the season. And he's made more three-pointers than any other player in this year's competition, 16 in 4 games. So obviously averaging 4 made threes per game is Herban on 52% shooting. So we are live, and tip is underway here in Jerusalem at the Pais Arena. Jerusalem in white, the home side. CEZ Nymburk in black. Here's Deshaun Butler over to Blatt, who will run the offense. Gets the high screen from Owens. Chris Johnson, corner 3, no good. And first offensive rebound to Owens. And Chris Johnson flying in after the whistle sounds, but Owens gets fouled, trying to go back up with the left hand. And it looks like it's going to go on either Krish or Benda. So Josh Owens will head to the free throw line for 2. And he misses the first. One for 2 there for Owens. Here's Gino Lawrence over to Herban. Drives left, tough shot over Feldy, no good. Owens already a second rebound. Here's Blatt. Feldy, corner pass, Blatt. Shot is up, no good. Battle for the loose ball ends up in Lawrence's hands, and the outlet set to Bracy Wright. Wright pulls up into a 3, no good. So both teams unable to convert their early field goals. Blatt gets the ball inside to Deshaun Butler. Oh, nice little in and out dribble to create separation, but he can't hit the shot. And we're gonna have a loose ball foul against Chris Johnson. He's not happy about it. Johnson, who is a physical player, 6'6", averages 4 rebounds per game. He's battling for position there, but gets the whistle called against him. So still 1-0 after the first minute plus of action. Lawrence breaks down the defense, gets all the way to the cup for the lay-in with the left hand. Strong finish that time from Lawrence for the first field goal of the game. Little weave action on the perimeter. Feldy catch and shoot 3 is good for the first 3 for Jerusalem, and they're back up top. Feldy, who's really been the catalyst for this team this season. Meanwhile, Blatt, the strong outlet pass. Feldy, breakaway, 2-handed throw down, nice and easy. Great court vision there from Blatt, recognizing Feldy running down the wing. And Wright throws the ball away. Butler gets into the passing lane for the steal. Here's Blatt again, a little double crossover. His second shot, I should say, falls, and we have an early timeout as Blatt gives a fist pump. It's an early 6-point lead here for Jerusalem. You see the ball handling, crossover, create the separation, knocks down the long 2. Tamir Blatt, who in many ways has been a phenom here in Israel. He's been involved in basketball obviously most of his life, but has done a great job following in the footsteps. His dad obviously played at Princeton before coaching overseas and eventually the Cavaliers, but you see the field goal numbers
feet now.
After missing the first 3 shots, Jerusalem knocking down the last 3.
I want him to come off the screen. You cut. You cut. Be patient. You don't have it. You have short tail good. No, tight. Be tight with it. You got the ball.
And the rebounding numbers is something that we'll definitely keep an eye on. Both teams come in averaging close to the same numbers, around 44 a game. But last week, this team really put on a dominant performance on the glass, winning the rebounding number game by plus 20. Sorry, by 30 actually, 54-24, the rebounding advantage. You see there that Felding breakaway. So last week, Jerusalem 30 more rebounds than Fuenlabrada. Meanwhile, James Felding starting this game strong. So Nymburk will go up against the press. Felding matched up against Lawrence. Black guarding Herban. Here's Benda on the baseline, knocks down the mid-range jump shot. And Peter Benda has his first 2. Black Felding, another corner 3. Too much room for him. Gino Lawrence late on the closeout. And Felding's already got 8 points here in the early going. Meanwhile, Bracy Wright, can he answer? Not this time. Oh, nice rebound and pass inside the crease. Great recognition from Benda. And they get the second chance points. Here's Felding again. 3 in a row for James Felding. And the former Quinnipiac Bobcat already in double figures in the first 3.5 minutes of the game. We said he was our catalyst. This is why. And Jerusalem, as Benda took too many steps before traveling. It's another turnover for Nymburk. Meanwhile, taking a look here at Felding. Good offense from Jerusalem. The screen set by Owens. 3 points for Felding. Already 4 assists for Black. They run the same action. Felding again. He makes it again. 4 threes in a row for James Felding. On absolute fire right now. Goes for the steal. And that was a bit of a heat check defensively. Looking to slow down Boacik. We'll take another look here as Butler gets the assist. Josh Owens, you always got to point out the screener who's creating the room for the shooter. Herban contested, tough shot. No good, Butler the rebound. Here's Black, has the room. And finally, a missed 3-pointer for Jerusalem. Meanwhile, Boacik in transition, takes the bump. And referee pointed to the ground, so doesn't look like there'll be free throws on this one. Meanwhile, Jacobin Brown checking in for Tamir Black, as well as Tayshawn Thomas. Once again, Jerusalem's depth, one of their strengths. So Boacik will inbound to Herban. Owens on the switch. Oh, nice cut. And Krish unable to hit the lefty layup. Brown comes away with the rebound. And Brown scoops it up. Looked like he wanted to pass there to Owens, but in the last second, got the ball up on the rim. It's the early field goal numbers. Jerusalem shooting 55%. Here's Herban looking to go one-on-one on Owens. Another nice pass. Oh, that block. Can't tell if that was the rim or Tayshawn Thomas. Felding pulls it back out. Amari Stoudemire ready to check in. Here's Brown again, turns the corner. Another missed layup. Nymburk down 11 early. Herban draws another foul. It's going to be the fourth team foul already on Jerusalem. As you see there, Thomas, the hand check. Meanwhile, the nice pass there from Herban, and Kadesh unable to finish. So Stoudemire, number 1, checks in. We also see Alex Davis, 21, as Bracy Wright knocks down the long 2. So Bracy Wright has his first points of the game. Meanwhile, Alex Davis seeing his first action in the BCL season so far. 6'9" power forward. Felding again. Threes are just dropping here in Jerusalem for James Felding. 5 long-range bombs for James Felding. 17 points in the first 6 minutes. Unbelievable. Deflection by Butler. How long can Felding keep this up? We saw Opava yesterday start the game 9 of 9 from beyond the arc as a team. But here it's Felding knocking down 4 already. So Johnson comes back in. Felding yet to miss. Here's Wright. Amari contests, forces the brick. Johnson, the outlet to Stoudemire, goes to the rim, draws a foul, will head to the free throw line. So another strong start for Jerusalem. As you see, Amari gets slapped on the elbow. Meanwhile, the fans loving this so far. What an atmosphere here at the Pais Arena. And Stoudemire's first free throw is short. Oh for 2. Lawrence over to. Here's Gino Lawrence for 3. Too long. Second chance. Misses again. Gotta love the confidence. And the long rebound ends up with James Felding. So Thomas Vioro, number 44, also checked into the game for Nymburk. Thomas fakes the handoff, goes straight to the rim. Oh, blocked by Davis. Stoudemire gets fouled again, and 2 more free throws to come. So Stoudemire with a chance to get 2 more points in the free throw line after going 0 for 2 last time, and he knocks down the first one here. Two for 2 this time for Stoudemire. See the Brown with a good ball pressure on Lawrence. Meanwhile, Boacik, his first shot is good. And Jaromir Boacik on the board for 2. Boacik, who's coming off the bench here tonight, despite usually playing about 33 minutes per game. 22-10 in the first quarter. The lob to Stoudemire, makes the catch, tough catch, but stepped out of bounds on that baseline. pass was just a little short. As you see Boacik's jump shot, run that baseline. Brown didn't get his hand up. Fioro, Boacik with Brown on the block. A little help there from Stoudemire, and Brown crowds him and gives up the foul. Brown not too happy with the call, but a little bit too much contact there guarding the post. So James Felding gets his first rest of the game, gets a nice ovation from the fans. You'd expect so when you start a game with 17 points in the first quarter. So, first two free throws, good for Boacik. Meanwhile, Thomas hands it over to Brown. Back to Blatt. Pull up at the elbow is good for Tamir Blatt. He's got his second field goal, and it's already 24 points on the board for Jerusalem. Again, they come in averaging close to 89 points per game, which is third in the BCL this season. And they're on the way to that again. Here's Lawrence, finally able to knock down the three. First three-pointer of the night for CEZ Nymburk. And they finally get the deficit to single digits. Here's Brown over to Thomas, takes the bump and finishes strong at the rack. And Jerusalem getting anything they want offensively right now. Only the fourth point in the paint. Meanwhile, Davis for three, knocks it in. And that's his first field goal. It's got to be good feeling there for A.J. Davis, the big man out of Fresno State. Alex Davis, sorry. Here's Brown. Screen from Stoudemire. Oh, the steal from Fioro. Looking to go against Blatt. Oh, good poke away by Blatt. Fioro manages to get it back, misses the shot. So the fans appreciating the hustle. 30 seconds on the game clock. Meanwhile, Nymburk had a foul to give. Use it there. Any other foul will lead to free throws. As we see Alex Davis. Good way to get his first points. Butler will check back in for Thomas. So 17 seconds on the shot clock, just under 30 seconds in the quarter. Blatt takes the long three, no good. And the final possession in the hands of Gino Lawrence with Nymburk down 8. Shot clock turned off. The Brooklyn point guard, step back three, no good again. And Butler decides not to throw in the long shot. And the end of the first quarter, 26-18. Jerusalem, the 8-point lead after 10. Another torrid start for Jerusalem, who came out blazing. James Felding responsible for all 5 three-pointers that you see there on the stats. Meanwhile, CEZ Nymburk keeping it close. As we take a look at some of the highlights of that first quarter, Gino Lawrence, the first field goal of the game. Blatt with a nice outlet to Felding. And the former AIS Israel point guard making things happen. You see him involved in so many of these plays. whether it's finding the open shooters or just running the show. Blatt and Feldin have a nice little connection here. And Feldin's shot, nothing but the bottom of the net. So a number of different guys contributing. Of course, Feldy leading the way with 17 of the 26. Josh Owens, Tayshaun Thomas, Amari Stoudemire, and Tamir Blatt also getting on the board, the score sheet. Meanwhile, we haven't called on Deshaun Butler's scoring yet. Meanwhile, a couple of famous Israelis in the building checking out the game. Feldin back on the court alongside Stoudemire, Blatt, Butler, and Chris Johnson. Johnson comes away with a rebound. We saw 2-3 zone defensive look that time from Jerusalem. Nymburk still in the man-to-man. And there's going to be a foul called inside against Martin Peterka. See, Stoudemire rolls hard to the basket. Oh, nice cut. Johnson patient and lays it up and in. Great based on out of bounds execution leading to the wide open layup. Meanwhile, some confusion defensively, and they leave Peterka open for the mid-range jump shot from the free throw line. A little pressure here in the backcourt as well from Nymburk. Meanwhile, Orban still scoreless after the first quarter. Here's Butler, little footwork. Chris Johnson, corner three. Can't hit it. Nymburk looking to run. Lawrence able to draw the foul on Johnson. And that's 2 now on him. As we see Peterka flash to that free throw line, which is exactly what you want to do against the zone, find the open spots. Here's Boacik. And they turn the ball over, miscommunication. Peterka cut and left the spot vacated where Boacik was trying to make the pass. Here's Feldin, turns the corner, little runner, no good. Johnson fights for the rebound, keeps it alive, gets it again, kicks it back out. Butler for 3, that's too strong. And Boacik comes away with the board. Lose Johnson decides to pull it back out. Bendo with the screen. Urban still scoreless. Meanwhile, Gino Lawrence pokes the ball out of bounds. So 28-20 here in the second quarter in Jerusalem. You see the three-point shooting as Stoudemire and Chris Johnson head to the bench, which brings Josh Owens back in. As well as Tayshaun Thomas. Oh, Blatt with a hard foul. And they're going to call it unsportsmanlike as Gino Lawrence came down a little bit too hard on Tamir Blatt. You see the good sportsmanship. Didn't mean to harm, but got off his feet. And it's kind of seemed like he had nowhere to land, so his momentum carried him into Blatt. It's a tough call on Lawrence. You see him providing the explanation for Coach Emil. Meanwhile, Blatt at the line for 2, and Jerusalem will maintain possession as well. So a chance to push the lead back out to 10, maybe more. As Blatt goes perfect from the line. Can he make it a 5-point possession? Not quite. Another offensive rebound. They pull it back out, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Feldin turns the corner again, missing another layup. Second chance closer to the rim for Feldin. Meanwhile, Peterka can't hit the corner 3. Butler the rebound. Jerusalem doing a great job of crashing the glass on every missed shot, both on the offensive and defensive end. Here's Thomas trying to showcase the range. The high-low pass. Oh, nice tip there from Benda. Herban has some room. Still can't hit. Started the game cold so far as Herban. Meanwhile, Butler gets the long 2 to drop on the other end. So Herban currently 0 for 4 from the field. Does have 2 assists. Right, looking to isolate against Thomas. Steps into the long 3 and knocks it down from beyond the arc. Another field goal for Bracy Wright. He's now got 5 points on the night. Blatt and Thomas, a little 2-man action. And Thomas is a little bit too strong there with the floater. Meanwhile, Wright gets the ball inside to Benda. Turnaround jump hook, no good. Wanted the foul, nothing called. And up and down we go. Here's Feldin again. Gets below the free throw line. This time able to finish with the rack. And Feldin with his first points of the second quarter, 19 on the game. Dioro inside to Benda. Another missed jump hook. And the nice poke away there from Butler to take the ball from Peterka, as Herban fortunate to not be caught for the unsportsmanlike, as he did get his hand on the ball. You see here again Feldin using the screen wisely. He softly kisses it off the glass. Meanwhile, on the other end, Bracy Wright lining up the 3 against Tayshaun Thomas. And for the first time, we're going to see Lior Eliyahu, 6'8" forward. Averages about 5 points per game. Also 1.3 blocks a game, Eliyahu. As Brown was short on the 3. And then the ball seemed to have gone off Benda. But the referee signaled the possession over to Nymburk, and they changed the call, rightfully so. So Jerusalem will get another chance here after the short 3 there from Brown. Feldin again, looking for room. Eliyahu with the awkward push shot, but it falls. Usually not one to shoot from the outside the paint. It gets that one a fall. Meanwhile, Brown is called for another foul. And Jacoban Brown's very active defensively. That's what he does. Came into the game averaging 1.5 steals. We'll take another look here at Eliyahu's. I was going to call it the unorthodox jump shot. Eliyahu, who came into the game currently 6th in blocks, 1.3 blocks per game. Also giving you 5 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists in limited minutes. Exactly the kind of contributions you want to get off your bench. Meanwhile, Butler against Wright. Wright, tough turnaround, fadeaway, no good. Good box out that time from Brown. And Jerusalem comes back the other way. And Yahav looking to post out the smaller Vural. Another turnaround shot, no good this time. Meanwhile, Boacek drives the baseline. Good help side D there from Owens. Here's Vural. Against Feldine. Air balls the three. Owens didn't have to save it. But Jerusalem comes away with the possession. And Butler draws a foul, and he'll head to the free throw line for two. As Boacek is looking to contest, but a little bit too much contact. You see here the screen there from Owens. Boacek trails. He needs to get in front of the shooter rather than on his side. Meanwhile, Alex Davis checks back in as Benda and Vural head back to the bench. First free throw is good for Butler. Two for two. So Jerusalem already 10 free throws. Nymburk just with two. As Wright drives baseline, and he'll head to the free throw line. With Nymburk down 15, just 23 points on the board. Jerusalem doing a great job defensively, limiting Nymburk to 31% shooting, just 9 of 29 overall. You see there, Felding with the bump. But Nymburk struggling to put points on the board. They're just 6 of 18 from 2, 3 of 11 from 3. They are 3 of 3 from the free throw line, but you need to make more trips there. Short on the second free throw. So Brown running the point now. Gets it back from Owens. And contested two, no good. Davis knocks the ball out of bounds and knocks over Owens while doing so. Under 3.5 to go now in the second quarter. You see the three-point numbers in the 20s and 30s. Meanwhile, Feldine. Can he stay hot? Not this time. Kadesh comes away with the board. Gino Lawrence finds Boacek in transition, and he knocks down the tray, which leads to the timeout. Another nice find there from Gino Lawrence. Boacek in rhythm. See here the underhand scoop pass, and the lucky lefty knocks down the long three. So Jerusalem calls the timeout.
With the other guys, not with the 22.
Again, they have a +8 rebound advantage, 25-17 so far, does Jerusalem. As you see, they're also 10 assists to 7.
You go for James. 3 minutes. We close the half out. 3 minutes.
See the leadership from Amari Stoudemire. Amari now 35 years old. Feels like not so long ago, he was coming out of Cypress Creek High School. You see the breakdown here, points by quarter.
We swing it, okay? And then ball. Let's play one beggar. One beggar.
We'll take another look at this Feldine layup. It's always tough to go left and finish with your right. Momentum taking you away from the basket. Just not sure how I feel about that Eliyahu jump shot. The Boachik, that's always looking smooth. So Brown re-inbounds. You see a 2-2-1 type of press from Nymburk. And they go back into a man. Meanwhile, Brown, you see the cut. He barred Timur into the game for the first time. Meanwhile, Eliyahu tries to flip it up again, no good. Stoudemire can't get the offensive rebound. Lawrence, the long outlet, great pass. And I think that's Krish got hit in the face there by Timur. But a nice pass here from Lawrence. Long outlet. Krish catches it in stride. And Timur has no choice but to foul. So Blatt back in. Again, Blatt with 4 assists in that first quarter. Brown, who so far has been quiet, 0 for 4 from the field, does have 3 rebounds and 2 assists though. That's Jacob and Brown. And Krish knocks down the first free throw. See the mascot for Jerusalem. Hapoel Bank Yahav Jerusalem. And a break there by Krish, but the rebound somehow ends up in Lawrence's hands. Meanwhile, Davis loses it on his way to the basket. And 7 seconds on the shot clock for Nymburk. Eliyahu checks out. Oh, Boachik, nice finish at the basket. Little double clutch. And it's only an 8-point game, despite Nymburk's struggles. Jerusalem slowed down the pace here, only scoring 12 points so far in the second quarter after that 26-point explosion in the first. Meanwhile, another turnover. Lawrence in transition, skips it over. Wright ends up with it. Pulls in the lane, in and out. Tough shot for Wright. We are now at the 2-minute mark of the first half. Jerusalem still up 8. Butler catch and shoot 3 short. Battle for the rebound. Stoudemire. 2 more free throws for Amari Stoudemire. He's taken 4 of the 10 free throws so far. You got to admire the hustle there. As Davis picks up the foul. Amari again missing the free throw. So Amari splits these two, and he's now 3 of 6 overall. Stoudemire with as many free throws as Nymburk as a team. Meanwhile, Lawrence kicks it out to Wright. He'll pull up from the baseline, long, and another offensive rebound for Lawrence. Gino looking to go right at Chris Johnson. Meanwhile, he can't hit the 3. Battle for the rebound. Black comes away with it. Looking to get the ball inside the Butler. Has a mismatch on Lawrence. Turnaround short. Here's Krish. It's a turnover. Johnson crosses over. Takeoff. Two-handed throwdown in transition for Chris Johnson. Not the prettiest of fast breaks initially, but nice crossover dribble. Throws the ball out ahead. Chases it down, and then throws it down. Boachik couldn't quite catch up. And we've got another timeout on the floor. As Oren Emil looking to regroup in the last minute of the second quarter.
First of all, be ready for 3 guards against the press, okay? 3 guards. We go up the court, one of you, okay?
See the three-pointers pretty even thus far. Turnover numbers as well.
Okay, play to Bocci side. Play to Bocci. Pick and roll, boom.
On the seal, so hey, if it's not there, I'm coming out for the pick.
Jerusalem +7 on the board.
And try to seal him deep. It's either you get it direct from Tamir or from the wing. You say. Hey.
So we'll see if Nymburk can execute down the stretch. And a strong finish there from Benda. So the timeout leads to a couple of points. Meanwhile, Stoudemire draws yet another foul. Some more free throws for him. You see that a beautiful pass from Boacik to Benda. Once again, Boacik showing the versatility. So Stoudemire, who's really gone to the free throw line at will here so far in the first half, knocks down this one. So Stoudemire goes 2 for 2 on this trip. Makes him 5 for 8 on the game. And a 5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock is Boacik, the long runner, no good. Stoudemire another rebound, and Jerusalem will get the final possession of the first half. Blatt has the ball in his hands. Oh, nice feed inside. Tayshaun Thomas lays it up and in. And as the buzzer sounds, Jerusalem takes yet another double-digit lead into halftime, 45-32. After the first 2 quarters here in Jerusalem. 13-point advantage for the home side. Meanwhile, CEZ Nymburk will head back to the dressing room and try to find a way to get Wojciech Herban first points of the game. Probably the most shocking statistics of all statistics. You see here the rest of the stats. But Herban currently 0 for 4, no points. Meanwhile, Jerusalem +8 on the rebounds. Assist and steals numbers relatively even. CEZ Nymburk, who comes into the game last in blocks, 1 here so far tonight. Hasn't been a sloppy game, just 4 turnovers for each team. But James Feldein was once again the key early on. 17 first quarter points. Finishes the half with 19. Obviously still have a way to go. So we'll take a look at some of the highlights of the first half here in just a moment. As you see the leading scorers so far in the game. Bracy Wright with 6, Boacik with 9 off the bench, Gina Lawrence with 5. Meanwhile, Amari Stoudemire, all his points coming from the free throw line. We haven't called Josh Owens' name too often. He's yet to attempt a shot. Does have 4 rebounds. And you'll see here throughout the highlights, a lot of James Feldein, I'm sure, as well as Samir Blatt setting him up. Like, just there, basically. So Jerusalem ends the half shooting 15 for 38. They started hot, but really cooled off in the second quarter. They scored 19 points in that second quarter, still a +5 advantage in the second quarter. Meanwhile, CEZ Nymburk 12 of 36 overall, 33%, including 8 from 23 inside the arc and 4 of 13 beyond the arc. So CEZ Nymburk, who's currently the bottom of Group C, just 1 win and 3 losses. Meanwhile, Dijon also 1 win with 4 losses. And Viet Kabilas with 2 wins, and Antwerp with the 2 first wins of the season. They've lost their last 3. But Jerusalem looking to be one of 3 one-loss teams and remain that way. So Boacek, who will likely be reinserted into the starting lineup in the 3rd quarter, we'll see. But it's not as if Jerusalem's been playing out of their mind so far. Obviously, Feldin, the one person who that could be applied to, given his performance in that 1st quarter. One of the best individual performances we've seen in the Basketball Champions League. 17 points on 5 of 5 threes. Thomas muscling his way inside. So we'll be back for 2nd half action here shortly. Make sure you stay tuned in on livebasketball.tv or on Eurosport, wherever you're currently watching. The next 20 minutes are sure to be very, very exciting with plays like that from Chris Johnson. All right, stay tuned in. We'll be back shortly. So we're back, moments away from the second half. Watch me. So CEZ Nymburk will look to bounce back after a tough first half. As expected, kind of on the road here in Jerusalem, long ways from the Czech Republic. But they have done a good job defensively, holding Jerusalem to under 40% shooting and just 5 of 15 from 3, though they have put them on the line 14 times, where Jerusalem has converted 10 of those free throws. The key for Nymburk, though, is surely to get Wojciech Herban some open looks. He's only taken 1 3 so far. Obviously has averaged 4 made threes coming into tonight. Started the game as the second leading scorer, having scored plus over 15 points in every game and averaging 20 plus points a game. But Feldin, number 14, on your screen, is the one who came out firing, already 5 for 5 from 3. Feldin, who came in averaging 32% on threes, looking like a lethal shooter here tonight. Meanwhile, Tayshaun Thomas and Jacobin Brown will start the second half, with Tamir Blatt and Chris Johnson likely coming off the bench. So Katash making a couple changes to his lineup. Of course, this is a Nymburk team that's been dominating the domestic league in the Czech Republic for many years. They are currently 7-0 at home in the domestic league. So we are ready for the third quarter action here in Jerusalem. The home side in the home whites. Meanwhile, Nymburk in black. Jacobin Brown, the first shot in the second half. 3-pointers, no good. Boachik, who we had predicted would start the second half, is in there with Bracy Wright, Gino Lawrence, Benda, and Alex Davis, who gets the open dunk on the first possession. So Alex Davis providing a spark off that bench. His second field goal is a 3 in the dunk so far. Here comes Feldin. Open look. Knocks down the long 2. It's just too easy. Off the nice screen there from Josh Owens to create the separation. And Feldin now with 20 plus. Feldin, who the season high was 17 against Antwerp coming to tonight. So he's obviously surpassed that in the first half alone. Take another look here. Owens forcing Wright to go way over the screen. Here's Bracy Wright looking to attack Owens. Can't finish at the cup. Thomas, the rebound, looking to push the tempo. Brown looking for the cutting Butler, but threw the ball behind him. So Jerusalem gets a turnover to begin the bucket. You see there Brown's current struggles over 5 and first turnover. Here's Wright in the corner. They set the cross screen. Oh, nice steal there from Feldin. He's everywhere. So back-to-back turnovers after only seeing 8 combined in that first half. Meanwhile, Brown, tough step back 3 is good for Jacobin Brown. Nice looking shot that time for his first points of the night. Meanwhile, Gino Lawrence, as Herban starts this third quarter on the bench. Boachik can't respond. Feldin, a nice rebound. Looks ahead to Thomas. Oh, the chase down block by Alex Davis. But Deshaun Butler's right there for the putback, and it's an early timeout after just 2 minutes as the lead gets extended to 18. A 7-0 run. A 7-2 run, I should say. See Thomas going hard to the hole. Butler the right place. Get the putback.
On offense. Go there. Get him as quick as you can. Don't try to test him. Move the ball. Make it. Get him on the second round. It's terrible to watch. 1-on-1 and 4 players look at him. Move the ball. Don't come to pick. Don't come to pick.
So you heard Oron Amiel explaining he does not want to see one-on-one action on offense. He needs to break down for points. Demanding ball movement from his players. We'll see how they respond coming out of the huddle. This is a key point in the game, down 18. We need to make a run. Take another look at this Brown 3. And then the Butler putback after the nice block there from Davis, not giving up on the play. You have to admire the hustle. 2 players getting back to contest the layup in transition, and yet they still give up the layup on the offensive rebound. So Corbin back into the game. Here he is, catch and shoot 3. No good again. Stays cold. Thomas the board. Brown turns the corner, keeps Lawrence on his hip, and attacks to the lefty layup, no good. Chase down, ends up to Feldine, a fake pass, another missed layup. Thomas can't get the tip. Butler passes it out to Feldine, another missed 3. Here's Owens, finds Feldine, who will head to the free throw line. A hectic possession, but you have to love the hustle. The bench loves it, the fans love it. They get 5 offensive rebounds on 1 possession. And although they're unable to convert from the field, they will head to the free throw line. As a couple substitutions. Gino Lawrence heads to the bench. Meanwhile, Feldine adds to his point total at the free throw line. So a chance to make this a 20-point lead now, which would be the biggest of the game. Feldine does just that. You see also 5 rebounds for Feldine. (54-34). There's Boachik. Able to draw a foul on the floor. So Nymburk will inbound the ball from the sideline. Let's hear Boachik getting Butler off balance. Meanwhile, Viorol gets into the lane. Can't finish the lay-in. Davis can't manage to put back. The ball bounces around. Good hustle from both sides. And we'll have a jump ball. Gotta love it when players dive down to the ground. As Viorol can't get the first layup. Davis can't get the putback. Thomas with the block. And then Thomas fights for the ball with Boachik. And possession arrow points to Nymburk. Oh, good ball movement. Leads to the bend of 3. And just nobody able to get a bucket. And then they throw the ball into the backcourt. And we're going to have more substitutions as Amiel is looking for somebody to create a positive impact here. So Peterka will head back into the game, number 13. Here comes Tamir Blatt. A fresh fade haircut and replacing Deshaun Butler. Feldine comes off the screen, finds Owens. Oh, the good extra pass, and Thomas lays it in. Great interior passing that time from Josh Owens. 11-2 run. Meanwhile, Viorel, the three, way off. Long rebound ends up in the hands of Herban. And Tamir Blatt battling with Alex Davis inside. We're going to call a foul on Blatt. We'll see here the nice pass there from Owens. Tough angle, too. Good catch from Thomas. Ready for the pass. And Josh Owens, just 1 point, but does have 6 rebounds. And that was his first assist. Shot clock at 10 for Boachik, looking to isolate. Kicks it out to Viorel, the closeout by Brown. Forces a missed shot. And Jerusalem, another stop. They've only limited Nymburk to just 2 points here in the quarter. Brown, another three on the way. In and out. Boachik collects his 5th rebound. Oh, got away with travel. Herban. And they're going to call a foul on Tamir Blatt off Herban's drive. So Stoudemire back in. Good contest there from Thomas. Boachik over to Herban. Can he knock one down? Still too strong. I tell you, he's just rushing the shots now. Oh, the nice feed up. Thomas runs the floor. And that's just great awareness from Brown, but also poor transition defense off the missed shot by Nymburk. Falling asleep. Here's Herban again. Viorel gets by Stoudemire. Runner no good. They're just really cold at the moment. And Blatt able to draw a foul in the backcourt. Give me a look here. Blatt with a good box out. And Pathetica, which is late. Meanwhile, Brown keeping his eyes up. Throws it over the defense. Thomas. So Brown now with 3 assists. Fans on their feet. And again, they've been on their feet most of the game as Brown gets a rest. And Eliyahu back in the game. Meanwhile, Blatt for 3. No good. Another offensive rebound. Butler almost uncontested. And the runner, oh, Eliyahu gets the shot, to flick the shot to drop for his 4th point. See, there's 6 points and 6 assists for Blatt. Meanwhile, Boachik finally puts an end to the run, getting the 2nd field goal for Nymburk in the quarter. It was a 15-2 run up until that point. Blatt, Eliyahu. Oh, the backdoor cut. Feldine finds Stoudemire, lays it up and in. And Amari Stoudemire finally gets his first field goal, even his first attempt of the game. Does have 7 points, 5 from the free throw line. Here's Wright. Draws a foul on Stoudemire on the floor. 4th team foul against Jerusalem. Let's take another look here. Watch the ball movement. Feldine cuts, finds Stoudemire, the hands. Gets a jump hook to drop. Meanwhile, Eliyahu just so good with those unorthodox shots. Here's Herban again, and finally knocks down a long 2 for his first points of the game. So Wojciech Herban, 1 of 7 from the floor. As we see the zone defensive look from Nymburk just to change things up and maybe take Jerusalem out of their comfort zone. We'll see. Brown for 3. That would have been the great way to bust the zone. Davis comes away with the rebound. It's a 24-point lead for Jerusalem. Second game in a row that they've really pushed the early lead out. Meanwhile, Herban can't make it 2 in a row. Stoudemire, the big rebound, gets those elbows up. The one thing with Jerusalem is a nice pass. Oh, Stoudemire was cutting. Yahav couldn't quite find the target. But the initial pass from Brown to get it to Yahav was marvelous in the first place. But so far, only one player in double figures for Jerusalem, yet they're still up 24, and that's Felding, who does have 23. The ball sticking to Herban here. They're going to go at Butler, who just pokes it away. Deshaun Butler has always been a premier defender out of Bloomfield, New Jersey. Meanwhile, Wright, his runner no good. It's Stoudemire, another rebound. Oh, the crossover from Brown runs into traffic. Yahav able to save it. There's Blatt. It's below the free throw line. It's another turnover. So some sloppy play here in the third quarter. And we're going to have a timeout as we've seen a few different passes now go out of bounds. Players cutting before the pass is made. So you see the rebounding numbers plus 16 now for Jerusalem. And that's really been the staple to their success these last couple of games. Again, they went plus 30 on the glass against Fuenlabrada last week in Spain. And now plus 16. So obviously that means that they're holding their opponents to low field goal percentages and created a lot of missed shots, creates rebounding opportunities, and then they're getting the defensive rebounds. Meanwhile, on the offensive end, they're also getting a lot of their second chance opportunities back. And you see there the second chance points, 12-4 in favor of Jerusalem. Pretty much every stat favors Jerusalem. Field goal percentage, rebounds, 11-1 points off turnover advantage, 8-5 fast break points, 22-12 points in the paint, and then 22-18 points off the bench. Jerusalem has enjoyed the lead for 27 of the 28 minutes played here so far. So Bar Timor, number 11, checks back into the game for Blatt. Meanwhile, Alex Davis goes right at Stoudemire. Long two, no good. Butler, another rebound. So Butler now with 10 rebounds on the game. Meanwhile, Stoudemire will head back to the free throw line for free throws 9 and 10. Butler 4 points off another double-double. As you see, Mare able to get into the lane on Benda. Benda picks up his fourth foul. First free throw knocked down by Stoudemire. Here's Benda, turn around, jump hook, air ball is too strong, and the ball will go back over to Jerusalem. So Brown splits a double team, almost lost it. Shot clock at 10. Brown looking to go at Benda. Crosses over, long 2, no good, and the ball will stay with Jerusalem. The shot clock resets at 14 since it hit the rim. Here's Brown again. Butler drives. Oh, nice block from Davis. Butler puts it back up. Can't hit it. And Yahav the rebound finds Amari. Throws it down with the one hand. Amari Stoudemire gets the dunk off the offensive rebound. There's Paterka on the block. Great defense from Brown. Davis and finally able to knock down the mid-range. So 66-40, the final possession of the third quarter in the hands of Jacobin Brown. He'll dribble down the clock, attacks the defense. Long 3 from Eliyahu, air balls. So after 3, Jerusalem 26-point lead, 66-40. It's been a dominant performance here in the first 3 quarters by the host side from Israel. Meanwhile, CEZ Nymburk just unable to get any kind of momentum going at any point of this game. See the numbers. Nymburk knocking down 4 of 18 threes. But it's more, it's the hustle plays. You see the highlights of that third quarter. Davis did get the first 2 points of the quarter off a nice dunk. So we're ready for the fourth quarter now. Amari Stoudemire, 11 points on 2 of 2 shooting from the field. You don't see that too often. Meanwhile, Nymburk in his zone defense, as these fans continue to be loud. It's the second home game. Meanwhile, Brown unable to finish. Stoudemire can't get a tip to fall. And Bracy Wright comes back the other way. So Bar Timor, Feldine, Amari Stoudemire, Jacobin Brown, and Eliyahu, 5 for Jerusalem. Meanwhile, shot clock under 3. Bracy Wright can't hit the long jumper. Shot clock will reset to 14 for Nymburk, who has Wright, Herbon, Alex Davis, Boachik, and Paterka in the game. No Pavel Pumperla tonight. And we also haven't seen Kendall Smith. Boachik, who's been the one positive player so far for Nymburk with 11 points and 5 rebounds on 4 of 7 shooting. But Gracie Wright, 2 of 11. Herban, 1 of 8. It's going to be tough to win. Meanwhile, here is Boachik, and he keeps it going with the long 2. Yahav, another runner, and the tip. Ball is knocked out of bounds by Nymburk. So it'll stay with Jerusalem. You see here, Boachik on the baseline out of bounds feed, able to knock down the long 2. Here's Felding wide open in the corner. They're going to call a illegal screen on Leo Yahav, trying to create space for Felding against that zone. Here's Boachik again. Davis, same spot as earlier, same result. So Alex Davis, who has 9 points now in his first action of the BCL this year. Meanwhile, here's Brown. A little in and out dribble, spins. Loses the ball, finds Felding in the corner. He can't hit it. Amari, another offensive rebound. And Eliyahu gets his little flip shot to fall this time. Stoudemire now with 7 rebounds to go with his 11 points. Meanwhile, Boachik, the quick 3, answers on the other end. And once again, Boachik now with 16 points. He's only taken 2 threes so far, knocking them both down. The lead is 21. Here's Felding looking to respond, and he's able to do so. James Felding with his first 3 since the first quarter. Gives a little poke away from Boachik. Herban hesitated, puts the ball down, and Brown will pick up foul number 3. So James Felding now with 26 points, including 6 made threes. See another one there. Blatt back into the game. Gets Boachik posted up on him. Help side comes. Herban finally knocks down the 3-pointer. His first 3-point make of the game. 1 of 4 now. And he keeps the streak going, making a 3 in every game. He had 16 in the first 4. Meanwhile, Thomas in and out. Felding, you knew that was going in. 7th 3-pointer. And especially if the ball goes inside and it comes out, good things are going to happen. Felding 1 point away from the 30 mark. Wright can't get his own response. Blatt hustles in for the rebound. Here's Timor. He's open for 3. He can't hit it. Well, oh, nice spin move by Davis. And we're going to see there again a nice pass from Thomas over to Felding, who is now 7 of 10 from 3. Doubled up his scoring average, came in averaging 14 points per game. Now at 29, more than double. Meanwhile, Paterka for 3. That's good. And now the 3-pointers finally starting to fall for Nymburk. But is it a matter of too little, too late? As they're still down 21. They got to get everything they have these last 6 minutes. Obviously, point differential always a factor. But Stoudemire throws down the jam off a beautiful pass from Blatt. They left Stoudemire alone in the baseline, and he still shows off the athleticism.
Polk County's finest. And a block on the other end. But Peterka able to get the tip put back. I think that was Thomas. Smacked it off the backboard. 76-53. The zone defense, as Thomas a little bit too easy, able to get it in. And that's always a problem against a zone if you're able to get the ball to the free throw line off one pass. Meanwhile, Alex Davis gets another three-pointer to fall. Alex Davis, second three of the game. 12 points on 5 of 7 is Alex Davis. So again, one of those bright spots here. And it's been a tough night for Nymburk as Blatt can't hit the long three. Thomas, another offensive rebound. It's another symptom of his zone defense. Hard to find a man to box out. Meanwhile, Herbon gets called for the grab on Thomas. Blatt with 7 assists. 7 of the 20 assists for Jerusalem. Stoudemire checks out of the game, receives a nice applause from these fans. Will probably finish the game with 13 points and 7 rebounds. Part owner, full-time player. Meanwhile, Thomas banks in the free throw jumper, and he's in double figures with 12. So now 3 players in double figures. Jerusalem has Gino Lawrence. What a play by Nymburk. Wow. Alex Davis with the throwdown with authority off the phenomenal ball handling and pass from Gino Lawrence. That will definitely be a highlight in tonight's game. Feldine, as Blatt gets inside and throws it just a little bit out of reach of Josh Owens. Owens still looking for his first field goal. Let's see Lawrence there with the nutmeg between the legs of Josh Owens before finding Alex Davis. That will be a top 5 highlight, no question about it. Gino Lawrence showing you that Brooklyn, New York City point guard flavor. Herbon catch and shoot 3. Such a quick release. Maybe too quick. Under 4 to go. Still a 20-point deficit for Nymburk. Oh, the kickball by Herbon. Herbon with 5 points on 2 and 11 shooting. Not one of his more memorable nights. Nice pump fake from Thomas. Feldine, another 3. Why not? 8th three-pointer for James Feldine. 32 points. Season high for him. You see that? Can't do anything but smile as Thomas, a driving kick to Feldine, who's been, there's no real words to describe the way he's been shooting the ball here tonight. 8 out of 10 from beyond the arc. 8 of 11, sorry. Meanwhile, Thomas looking to go coast to coast, perhaps. Here's Blatt, has room, a nice backdoor cut. Thomas will head to the free throw line for 2. So Tayshaun Thomas once again off the bench, contributing in his second game. Had 11 points, 5 rebounds last week against Fuenlabrada. Currently with 12 points and 4 rebounds here tonight. Can't hit the first free throw. Nice spin move by Boacek, but he can't finish. Blatt, a little hezzy, leaves his feet, turns the ball over. Here comes Boachik. Bend up. Herban gets it to the lane. Oh, throws it down over Feldine. Wojciech Herban, we've seen him do this before, catching the defense sleeping. Should have seen that aggressiveness a little bit earlier from Wojciech Herban. Feldine, let's see, looking to go right back at Herban. Can he get an answer? Drives and kick to Blatt. No good. Numbers here. Gino Lawrence looking to go at Thomas. Unable to convert the transition layup. So 2 minutes to go here in the game. 21-point lead still for the home team. As Blatt still can't hit a three. He's 0-6 from beyond the arc so far. Meanwhile, a nice pass to Benda. And we're going to have a slight timeout for substitutions here. Under 2 minutes to go. As Blatt will call it a night. 7 assists. Not his best shooting performance, but still very much responsible for this victory. Meanwhile, Bracy Wright and Alex Davis, they've seen better days. Feldine, the long three. Icing on the cake. James Feldine, 9 3-pointers. Wow. 35 points on the night. That might be a season high for the BCL this year. And another message being sent to the other teams, not just in Group C, but all of the other 31 teams in the Basketball Champions League. Hapoel, Bank Yahav, Jerusalem will be around for the long run. Can he make it 10? Finds Eliyahu. Shot no good. Owens another rebound. They're looking to get it to Feldine. Shot clock under 5 as Timor gets the layup. 88-64. It's another dominant performance from start to finish for Jerusalem. Last week was not a fluke. This team is clicking. Meanwhile, Timor committing a foul so that can make a couple substitutions so that James Feldine can come out of the game and receive the proper attention he deserves. 35 points, 12 of 18 from the field, 9 of 12 from 3, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and just a steal to make it that much sweeter. James Feldine, the former Quinnipiac Bobcat. We've seen him out on Crown Street. Puts on a show here tonight. Meanwhile, Lawrence just throws it up. And at the end of the game, it's 88-64. Another big-time victory for Hapoel Jerusalem over CEZ Nymburk here in Israel. 24-point lead. Well, not even a 24-point lead, a 24-point win for Jerusalem. James Feldine, no question, player of tonight's game. Meanwhile, take a look at the stats. All 10 three-pointers, or 9 of the 10 three-pointers, I should say, coming from Feldine. You see the rebounding numbers, 60-36. Once again, it's the rebounding numbers in favor of Jerusalem. You see the rest of the stats. Butler ends the game with 11 rebounds. Blatt 7 assists. Boachik leads Nymburk in scoring and rebounding with 16 and 7. Meanwhile, you see the leading scorers. Stoudemire once again 13 points. Alex Davis and 2 bench players actually in Boachik and Davis combined for 30.
as the starters for Nymburk just weren't able to provide the energy. So another big-time victory for Hapoel Jerusalem. They move to 4-1 here in Group C. We'll take a look at the highlights of tonight's game. Meanwhile, elsewhere in Group C, Ike gets the 7-point win over Fuenlabrada. So those two teams now. Well, let's see. Gross Bamberg at 3-2. Jerusalem at 4-1. Ike at 4-1. Fuenlabrada drops at 3-2. So it looks like Jerusalem will be in the top spot in this group. And also, in terms of point differential, they are really starting to pull away with back-to-back dominant performances. The three-pointers were put up high for James Felding here tonight. It's a tough night for CEZ Nymburk all around. Stoudemire getting the throw down with a beautiful feed there, the left-handed bounce pass from Black. And of course, James Felding seemingly could not miss here tonight. Got the nice ovation from the fans after the 35-point performance. Thanks again for tuning in here tonight. We'll leave you with the updated standings for Group C. Make sure you tune in next week for more Basketball Champions League action here on livebasketball.tv. Also download the Basketball Champions League app for all news, updates, and video highlights. Have a good night.